Okay, if you want to get started.
Alrighty then, we will call this meeting to order, 5:01 PM. Happy New Year's, everybody. Excited to start 2024. Item A, Zoom information, check. Item B, roll call. I am here, Ned Dorf.
Present.
Alder,
Ned, turn your volume up, please.
Alder Stoyer,
I am here.
Jenny Brinker,
Present.
Amy Cox.
I'm here.
Krista is absent and excused. Corey Men,
Present.
Julia Nordike.
She's also
She's excused.
Did you say Krista was excused?
Yeah. And then Mark Walter.
Present.
Righty then. On to approval of the agenda for today's meeting, January 17th. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
We have a first by Alder Stoyer. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mark 1, Mark 2.
Yes.
All those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
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 All those opposed, say no. Oh, Krista is in the lead. That is approved. Let's get on. And then we can move on to approval of the minutes from, oh my goodness, we haven't met since November. It feels like an eternity ago, November 15th. Do we have a motion to approve? Jenny?
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve.
Jenny, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Oh,
Who got it?
I goes to the runner, Courtney.
Let's get the flag on.
Yeah. All right, all those in favor say aye,
Aye.
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 and those opposed say no. All right, and on to regular business. Planning mode for the year, like we all might be in our day jobs. Discussion and possible action to approve this year's meeting dates. Melissa, would you like to do this report?
Sure. Hopefully everyone had a chance to look at the dates that I put in the packet for the meetings. Generally, the meetings are scheduled for the third Wednesday of each month at 5 o'clock. There are a couple of exceptions though, where it was changed to a Tuesday instead, just because of conflicts with either Improvement and Services Committee or Common Council. Usually if there's a change in the Common Council schedule, then that kind of is a ripple effect with some of the other committees.
Interfere with the.
No, it won't interfere with INS and it won't interfere with Common Council. So I'm asking for these proposed dates to be considered and approved. And the time as well, at 5 o'clock is still the time when people would like to meet, or earlier is maybe an option.
I'll make that motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Alder Stoyer. We have a second. That was a Zoom muffle. Do we have a clearer second?
I'll second.
All right, Corey, any discussion on the dates before a vote?
I'll raise my
Yeah,
hand.
just go ahead.
Usually we take July off. I think that people are like
Yeah.
not usually meeting for city meetings in July, so I don't know if we want to keep it on the calendar and then cancel it if we need to at the time. I just know a lot of people are out of town and things like that.
Yeah, are we all right with just leaving it on and then pulling it down as needed?
Totally fine with that.
I also know I won't be around in June, Walter, Mark, did you have anything?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, somebody had suggested, Melissa, I think you said even, meeting earlier than 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock's about as early as I can meet on a regular basis. So yeah, definitely keep it at 5. And I would suggest keeping July on there. It's the 17th. I don't know. Who knows where we'll all be at the moment.
Sounds good. I'm also with you on the no earlier than 5 train. So any other further discussion? Excellent. All those in favor of approving the meeting date, say aye.
Aye.
I
Those opposed, say no. All right, we got our year figured out. On to, well, that was fast. On to informational. All right, looks like there's some really exciting stuff from the marketing and public outreach work group. Corey?
You
Well-
want to take that on there, or should I
Oh, it's-
split it?
We're gonna split it up. Well, we, our work plan, I think we go through that a little bit.
Sure.
For the work plan for 2024, we have a few bullet points here. To set up a sustainability webpage that acts as a clearinghouse for city initiatives. So, we met with Director Grenier and also Melissa recently, and we're just trying to get some information, some clarity. And Melissa, I might have you chime in a little bit too on that. I think with the successes that have happened recently, we'd like to keep that momentum going. We have to be careful not to override our duties as a commission over the city. So there was some talk even about the logo, what other commissions have logos, that type of thing. So we're going to be at various events over time where, we'll either be sharing a table with the city or we'll be somewhere where, we'd like to get our points across. And we have talked about some monies eventually coming toward this group to help with marketing and things in that order. So we're still working that out. Streamlining the Sustainability Commission webpage, setting up an email list for announcements, public events, and sustainability related committee and council agenda items. Folks, if you want to chime in on this, feel free. Identify important departmental initiatives and promotional opportunities. This is in the packet, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you can just kind of follow along. I think the big thing is getting the Facebook page back up, and I don't know if Corey, if you want to maybe take that a little bit, talk about that. One of the things too is that we're going to do some write-ups for the neighborhood association letters, different things just to keep our name out there. So I think that'll be important. Participating in table at community events like the Aldo Leopold Week celebration, Fox Wolf Watershed cleanup, 11th ANT concert series. And we'll have to talk about folks that might want to chime in and help us with that, come along, people from the commission and maybe others as well. So that's kind of started with that, and I'll let Corey kind of talk about a few things too. You gonna talk about that?
later.
No, later.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that was a good overview, again, with this group, we're really trying to build support for and make people aware of what we're doing in the city for sustainable related, development and policies and those types of things. And so, in the discussion we had with Director Grenier, he made it quite clear that we have to also, that we need to be promoting this as a city, as a city
initiative.
It's not, that the commission's not necessarily an entity on their own. And so, just so everybody's kind of aware that that is gonna be part of our focus as we're looking at this marketing, you know, is how that city tie-in also connects to this. So we're not like, again, standalone, so. So yeah, we're hoping that sustainability, webpage within the city's existing website could kind of be a catch-all for all things sustainable within the city. So it would be everything from our clean energy plan to the things that Metro is doing, you know, with their busing and things. And so just kind of collectively as a whole for the city, what are things we're doing, and then I think will help to, for those who are interested in sustainability and whether it's for their business or things they can do for themselves, you know, we're just hopeful that this would be a great resource for that. So yeah, I think the Facebook page, we're gonna continue to maintain it as the Sustainable Green Bay, so that wouldn't be advertised sort of through the city aspect.
Right, yeah.
You know, so it's a little confusing maybe, how we're doing that, but it's still, again, that page is still to build support for, you know, the initiatives and things that we're trying to do within the city.
And I guess the issue that we have a logo, but I don't know, Melissa, what we talked about, you know, being part of the city.
Right.
Are we overstepping bounds with something like that? What's your?
No, I don't think so. And you know, what Director Grenier said was, you know, the logo has been created, so it's, you know, it's fine to keep it. What I would say though is, for example, like on this publication, on your marketing plan
Yeah.
right now. And I think the one that I put in your packet, it also included the city logo along with it. So the way I changed it around for the packet is the city logo on the left, the Sustainability Commission on the right, so that it's very apparent that the Sustainability Commission is part of the city of Green Bay. The way that the logo looks right now, it just says Green Bay Sustainability Commission. So it sort of looks like it's a community organization, right? And it's not. So that's one thing that we don't want to see happen, is that if the Sustainability Commission is at an outreach event and it's just the Green Bay Sustainability Commission, and there's no, you're representing the city of Green Bay. So that needs to be front, you know, first and foremost, is that they're representing the city of Green Bay. So, you know, making statements, you know, you have to be very aware of what you're representing. Yeah. And, yeah, those are the main things.
Yeah, and we did look to the AmeriCorps too, or I'm sorry, the Green Bay Conservation Corps, which is also an AmeriCorps program and a city-based program. And whenever they advertise, they created their own logo. So the Green Bay Conservation Corps logo, they include the city logo and they include the AmeriCorps logo on all of their materials that, like, whether it's printed or online or so I think, you know, looking to that too as sort of a
So would there be responsibility for the other committees for sustainability, the subcommittees to bring information for the webpage to you, or how would that work?
yeah, and I think that's what we're hopeful for, is that we would like to kind of generate or create an outline of what the new city website page would be. And then looking for input, yes, from the groups of, you know, are there things that we're missing, and that sort of thing, but also, yes, for the Sustainable Green Bay Facebook page. We're happy to take information and share it too, you know, through that venue as well. So yes, please, if there are things you want to share as part of your work groups, or if it's not related, as long as it's related to sustainability, you know, happy to help you spread the word.
So we're really not at that point yet, then,
Right.
We need to get that out
Yeah.
and then have everybody take a look at that to make sure, like, okay, this is good, and then we can move forward.
Right, so what I'll put into the conversation is that in my conversations with Director Grenier and the mayor, is that if there's going to be a sustainability portion of the website, that, you know, initially at least, everything sort of needs to be packaged together as completely as possible. Because this is city staff time, so, you know, if we just say, hey, put this, this and this, but there's no organization to it, that creates a lot of work for our IT department to create you know, another web page and then maintain it. So those things will need to be, the legwork will need to be done by Sustainability Commission, but then staff will review everything, you know, before it goes on. And it won't just be Sustainability Commission things. It could be something wonderful that maybe our housing authority is doing, or something that the parks recently did. And the other way I'll frame this is, we don't want to frame anything as like a sustainability, these are the accomplishments of the Sustainability Commission. Because these are things that the whole city is doing. It goes through various committees. It's not an accomplishment of one particular committee or commission. So I know we've done that in the past. I think that's been, you know, Sustainability Commission accomplishments. We're not doing that anymore. So, it's more of a united message versus like, hey, this committee did this and this. The other committee that I just recently learned of that did, something similar to what you're doing, but it actually went through council, was the Equal Rights Commission. Did a visibility, they're doing a visibility campaign, and it's to, I think, I haven't read through it yet, but it is to elevate their mission.
Yeah.
So you might want to look at that, look at their visibility initiative
Okay,
and see what that all includes, because that went through committee and common council and that was approved. And see if there's any similarities
that
that
was, sorry, which commission?
equal rights.
Over ERC.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Anybody on Zoom with questions, comments? Cool. Well, thanks for putting this together. This is super thorough and an inspiration for doing our clean energy work group planning as well. Quick question on the Facebook page, is the best, if I like come across an article or something, is the best way to just like, I've been like Facebook messaging that page, or should we email it to you?
that's a good question. Can I talk to Julia? She's kind of been spearheading it, so, and then get back to you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Could I ask a question, Seth? Sorry, I can't find my hand raising thing.
No, I'll allow it.
Thank you. To bring it back to kind of that unified front that we want to present as part of the city, which we are. I'm trying to tease out, like, if somebody asks us, okay, well, what does the Sustainability Commission do? Or what have you done since you've been founded? Are we no longer gonna have a page to point to, or like items that have started with us and then gone on? Like, I'm just kind of,
I think
Not- yeah,
ideally, like at some point, if we have enough time to put together like a project description for each project or initiative or something along those lines. And I think the sustainability, if something was generated through the commission, which I believe like the plastic bag Next Trex recycling challenge was, you know, I think then we could talk about it there. That this challenge started, you know, as a result from the Sustainability Commission or something. So I think that could be a way to capture it. We do plan to keep a Sustainability Commission website page on the city's page like there is now.
For all of the commissions, right?
Yes, all the commissions each have their own page. And so that talks about like who's on the commission and like how many alders and things like that. So it's more information about the commission itself. So I think the best way for our work group to be recognized is through the descriptive the explanations of what our projects have been.
Right. And I would also say that when there's a new work plan created for 2024, 2025, and that gets approved through council, there could be a link to that on the Sustainability Commission webpage, but as far as like doing a list of like, this was, you know, here, this is what we've done. I don't think that's appropriate for that page. I think you go with the work plan, that's the overarching work plan goals of the commission and what they're gonna work, and what you're gonna work on for the next couple of years. And leave it at that. And then all the different sustainability commission or initiatives, whether it was, whether it originated with the Sustainability Commission or whether it originated from a staff person or whether it originated from an alder's request or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Will the city use other space to highlight sustainability initiatives, do you believe?
Well, that's what Corey was talking about, was creating a new page within the city's website where it's basically sustainability. Not Sustainability Commission, but different sustainability initiatives or projects or things relating to sustainability that either are in progress or have been completed, like the clean energy plan, or and it'll probably be links to existing resources and projects that are already on the website, but having more of a centralized place, like if somebody just typed in sustainability into our the search function, that it would take them to that page and they could see different things. So they'll probably see a lot of other things too, but, and have it be more like that. Does that make sense then?
Yeah, that does, definitely.
So that's what we're hoping, but all of this still needs to go through, right, the various staff levels, to make sure that there's enough information to do it and that we have somebody, we have a couple of people within your commission that if you're spearheading this initially, that we have enough information to get to our IT staff. Because we don't want to say, hey, we want to do this, and now they have to hunt and peck all over our website to find things.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining that again to me. I was a little slow on that tonight.
Oh, but it'd be good if we, Ned and others, like Corey said, if there are articles or different things. I guess the question I have is, do we need to glean over some of this stuff before we put it on the website? There might be some things like, well, maybe that's not totally pertinent, but sort of.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we need to do that initially. Bring that stuff, take a look at it, make sure it's got some thread or tread before we put it on, so.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it'll be a staff person that updates the website, so it's going to be reviewed. I would not encourage just interesting articles to go on the website. I would stick to more cities,
Things that,
the city is doing, or
That
the city
we're
is
working.
actively involved with.
right,
Resources for residents.
Yeah, like, and vetted resources.
Mhm.
yeah. So
No moment.
don't worry about
Requests.
India or China, leave them out.
I would just, I think
Okay,
I
just
think
kidding.
we start small and focused, and
Yeah.
then we, it works, it grows from there.
Yeah.
But, and then the website will need to be updated, so as resources fall off, or maybe they become out of date. Those will need to be flagged to be removed.
I think right now we're kind of thinking annually it would be updated once, it gets implemented and hopefully that's enough. To keep people informed, so.
But I think suggestions from the commission members and that would be helpful as well,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, I'll definitely have some
Yeah.
ideas. This is really exciting.
That'd be good.
I think this could be just a really good resource for residents, businesses to see how government helps them. So, yeah.
I actually plan on writing a letter for myself and my family, like, what is our imprint, I bring all these plastic bags into Festival Foods, and I'm going, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, and just what I'm doing, just trying to figure it out, and other people might be able to see a story like that. Oh, okay, I'm doing that already.
Right,
Or I'm bringing my own grocery bags instead of getting bags, and just little things. I think a lot of people think they have to do a whole ton of things, but a lot of times it's the small things that build up over time. So I'm thinking of writing a little story about that, just my experience, what I'm trying to do. I recycle in that, but am I doing it perfect? Maybe not. I'm trying,
Mhm.
so. Anyway.
Great. Excellent. further just, oh, none, you got your hand up?
Yeah, just real quick, who do we send ideas to Mark and Corey and Melissa, or like if we are like, oh, we should really put this on the new page, like who do we send that to?
Barnaby copy, I think if it's Sustainable Green Bay, it can come directly to Julia, Alder Stoyer, and myself. I don't know if we need all three. We might want to just go down to one or two. I don't know. But if it's anything that would be going on the city's website page that gets approved through staff, and I think Director Greener is the final say on that. So again, I think, would you want to be copied? I think I don't.
Yeah, for
think-
the website things, because we still have to get approval to even have a
Yes.
standalone website,
Right,
or not standalone website, but an individual web page.
yes,
That still has to happen. So once there's an approval for that, then I would say it would go to staff. Well, we go to your your subgroup potentially, say
Okay.
these are some items, that you guys put them together
okay,
and then they go to staff.
okay. So you and Steve. So it could come to us and then channel through you and Steve, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I mean,
That
I'm
would
gonna
work
have
for
to
me.
look
I
at
don't
it
know.
regardless at some
Okay.
point, so,
Yeah, right.
you know. And if you send me something and I think, well, this is great, yeah, let's do it, or if it's not, then I'll communicate that, we'll talk
Sure.
about that and say, well. Are we organizing this the way we want to, so really think about the framework of what, if you're looking at a sustainability webpage within the city's current structure. How you would structure, how that would look,
Right.
that's what we want your group to do.
Okay,
I'll send you some stuff.
okay, thank you.
And I think it should align with the current objectives under the work plan.
I agree. I think that would be a.
I mean, I think that's a good start.
That's a good way to.
Even though there might be things that fall outside of that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good start to start thinking in those buckets of what has already been. Because,
Don't reinvent the wheel.
right,
And then what would be useful for a resident, or like, how can it be a resource page?
Right.
As much as we want to brag about what we're doing, like how can we benefit?
Well, even with the 2050 plan, I think there's some citizens that talk to me like, oh, wow, how.
yeah, it's a lot.
That's so big, but I think with the 4% increment over a period of time,
Mhm.
it's more attainable. So I think, getting that message out to the citizens, I think is important that. You don't have to do it all overnight, we can work on this and over a period of time, we'll get results. So,
And the other thing to keep in mind, and this kind of overlaps with some of my updates. But, the city, there is an approval to hire an energy engagement and outreach specialist. Through some grant funding that we're getting, okay? So that person, there's also going to be website material that person is going to create for. Electrification and clean energy campaign for the city, so there's gonna be some overlap, because that's really their job, is to do education and outreach to residents
So
and
would that be
businesses.
under the city website, or something like that, if they're hired by the city, would that go under?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be part of that person's job duties,
Sure.
is to create website content.
Right.
Specifically for the clean energy initiatives that are currently going on with. The Inflation Reduction Act and with focus on energy incentives and things like that, so I think there's gonna be some overlap, so we have to sort of think that through, yeah.
Well, and that's why I'm hopeful that with that just being a landing page, that some of those other. We can have staff updating some of that for us already, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Mhm.
And like a lot of that stuff exists already for local
Exactly.
government, so I mean, we can get it queued up. And we
Right.
don't have to spend a lot of staff
Mhm.
time on reinventing the wheel.
Exactly.
Got a lot of resources, that really needs some fluid.
Yay, great. I guess,
I don't know.
we had the Aldo Leopold event. I don't know if I should talk about that now or later.
I think.
I think it was in your agenda item.
Okay, yeah. So that was just the other thing. So, Saturday, February 24th, the library downtown here is hosting, an Aldo Leopold event, and I'm sorry, I don't have the exact title. I don't know what they're calling
I
it.
think it's just Aldo Leopold Day,
Okay.
Conservation Day or something.
Yeah, So a lot of conservation minded people will likely be at the event. We attended it last year representing the Sustainability Commission, and so we'd like to do it again this year.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah, it's a Saturday, and it's from 1 until 3:30 is when the table is open for visitors. So, you know, there's, the tables and things are there, so setup would be minor, takedown is pretty minor. But if there's anybody interested, I'm planning to be there. I haven't heard from anybody else if they are able to make it. So,
I'll be around.
okay, Alder Stoyer, I think will be there. So we could take shifts too, if there's a lot of interest, if other people want to join, you know, great. Really what we're promoting is the city, the sustainability, commission work plan too, that, was approved last year. So that's, I think right now, kind of what our focus is at these tabled events is that we'd like to kind of just talk about the commission's work plan. In addition to, knowing like DPW is planning to be there to talk about stormwater, and, you know, we can point to them and say, you want more information about that, Conservation Corps will be there. So I think it'll be a really great opportunity, to kind of showcase different city sustainable related, entities, which is really cool. So if you're interested and can attend, let me know.
I might be able to.
Okay,
I might be there for my day job too, though, but I can float.
okay, great.
Multi-time.
Yeah. I'm a Gemini, so I can.
Are you?
Nice.
So,
I like it. So yeah, that was all I had for that.
all right. It's a different tab and we'll see where we are. Here we are. Cool. On to announcements from commission members. I'm gonna jump in up top here to just kind of lay out planning for the year. So we did a pretty solid work plan process at the beginning of 2022. It seems like just in the last 2 years, we've made a lot of progress on a lot of our goals. So super excited to kind of see what's next here. I think, you know, knowing that we're going to have a new council in April, and that this work plan really serves as a way to just be really transparent about our work and get feedback. I think kind of following the trajectory that we did last time, where we spend the next couple months planning, and then present to the new council in like April or May, whenever they would like to have us, would be just good timing, and we can kind of look at the next 2 years again to coincide with the council term. So I think, you know, we've got Mark Walter with kind of the lead on the waste reduction goal, Julia with kind of the resiliency goal. I'm happy to connect with her offline. And then I can kind of spearhead the clean energy stuff. And then we already have our work plan for the outreach, but yeah, I think we got a nice, and Ned, of course, with the pesticides and healthy habitats goal as well. So if we have any discussion or questions on that, otherwise we can, yeah, kind of get that all in one place. If we want to put maybe our ending work plan on the agenda for next month to just kind of see how we've done, that might be, we can remember that.
So a draft by next month?
No, look at our last one to just kind of,
Oh,
just for informational to
Gotcha.
just see what we've, you know, see what we've accomplished and
We
what still is on this.
Add to them.
Well, we'll do the new
That's the
one.
plan.
Yeah, we'll do the new one in March, and then we can have it ready for April. Any questions or feedback or thoughts on the planning? I feel like every aspect of my life is just in planning mode this month, so this is fitting. All right, cool. Any other announcements from commission members? Yeah, right.
The Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection has a form online, and I can get anybody this information, but which allows Wisconsin residents to be notified 12 hours before commercial pesticide applications. So if you have an interest in like knowing when your neighbor's yard is getting sprayed, you can fill out this form and send it in before February, or the deadline is February 1st. And it's just really for those who are interested in having that. So if your neighbor is applying herbicide themselves, they don't necessarily have to notify you, but if they're hiring a company who's licensed to do it, those folks would need to notify you 12 hours prior to them coming to do that work. So it's kind of hard to track down that form. So, like I said, if anybody's interested, I'm happy to share that information, and it is due February 1st. So just wanted to make everybody aware.
Ned?
Thank you. Seth, you did mention the pesticide. I appreciate that. So hopefully next month I'll be able to bring a draft of that policy forward for us to review. The other announcements I wanted to make include there will be a vote next Monday at the school board, Green Bay Public School Board, to formally confirm the members of the Green Bay School District Clean Energy Advisory Committee. And this has been, as Seth knows, a work in progress for 4 years now. COVID threw a monkey wrench into it, but we're looking at getting rolling and of course looking to the work that's been done here as a commission as kind of a guidepost for our school district. So that should be all set after Monday next week. Also next week is a meeting for the pollinator corridor. So a lot of interested folks in the community came together and kind of took the reins on that project. There's going to be a meeting next week at Green Bay Botanical Gardens at 1:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon. And yeah, I'm just really happy that there's so much interest in that project. They will be meeting in the Cornerstone West room of the Green Bay Botanical Gardens. And those were,
What day is
sorry,
A date?
the date?
next Friday, it is January 26th. So the school board meeting is 6 p.m. on Monday, and then the pollinator corridor meeting is 1:30 to 3:30 on Friday, the 26th. All right, that's my announcements. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ned. Any other announcements? Any other announcements? Otherwise, we'll move into resilience coordinator updates. All right, let's take it away.
Yeah, I just have to remember what I put in the agenda.
At the edge of my
You
seat.
may have the agenda in front of you. Was in the minutes mode, so I was not looking quite like that. Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
So there was a couple of things. I put in a flyer for an outreach, a public outreach event that's happening next week at the Brown County Public Library, focused on energy, which is the statewide energy efficiency and renewable energy program in Wisconsin is hosting a input session next Tuesday from 1:30 until 3:30. And it is to get input on the home energy rebate program which is through the federal IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act. They're looking, so this is stakeholder inputs for program design. So they're really hoping to talk to everyday people, residents, low to moderate income folks, of how this program to make it best work for the most people. So they're not really looking for like the businesses, so much to have input, but like just regular everyday people in Green Bay and in Brown County. So they're gonna do an overview of the home energy rebate program, and there'll be a question and answer session. And then participants, will be able to provide feedback during that time. I believe it's down in the basement of the Brown County Library. So if you can be there, if you have an interest in that, if you want to provide feedback on some of the home energy rebate program information, that would be fantastic. I will be there representing the city and a regular, everyday residential person in Green Bay, so,
I'll better make that.
yeah,
I'll be there for work, I think, too.
okay.
So,
And then what else did I have? Can you tell me what else I have?
Oh, sorry, just looking up info about the meeting. East River flood mitigations.
Yes, so we're in the East River, we're doing an East River flood mitigation study that kicked off in November. So we've been meeting with a consultant, we've done some field tours. There's really not a ton of stuff to report at this time, but and I've talked about the project before. Corey's also involved with it as well. We're looking for places along the East River corridor to do flood storage and flood mitigation projects. So at the end of this study, we should have 2 to 3 projects that we can, and then one that will be shovel ready that we can apply for grant funding to do implementation next year. That's our plan. So we're gonna have an input session in late February, early March. We're hoping to host it at East High School. So there'll be more information coming out about that. Did I have anything else?
You have a lot.
I mean, I'm not gonna, it's all in your agenda packet, so I really don't want to read through it all, but please take some time to look through it. I've been updating some of our city buildings in the Energy Star Portfolio Manager with the utility data. This is something that NWTC always helped us with their students in the past. So we do kind of have a gap right now as far as, I'm doing what I can. So if I know that the program has changed at NWTC, but if any Sustainability Commission members know how to do this or would like to be trained on how to do this, or even other students, Amy, that you know of that would possibly want to learn, how to use this tool, we can set them up and do a training session. It's just really important that we keep all of our buildings up to date. So the goal right now is to get all of our 2023 utility usage data into the portfolio manager. So I've been making the utility data requests. Jenny, did you have something that you wanted to add?
I've gotten pretty fast at that over the years, Melissa. So I can email you on the side if you want to share. I can upload some data for you.
We can divide and conquer.
Sure.
Okay. So there was that. Rewiring America is offering a electric coaches certification course. There's a link to it in your packet. Anyone can sign up for that. As far as I know, it's free. But that's something. The Green Stormwater Infrastructure Plan, we're making some final tweaks to it based on staff. I mean, even though it was approved and everything, we're making some final things to it right now, but all of the draft sections, like I've said before, they're on the city's website. So if you're interested in looking at it again, or if somebody's asking you about it, it's all on our website. It's under the Public Works Green Stormwater Infrastructure Initiatives. I think that covers everything for now.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
The electric coach certification, are they looking for people that already have experience?
No, you can be beginner.
Yeah, because electricity frightens me a little bit. It's like, what color goes to what again?
Well, it's not so much
It's
like
not like
wire.
wiring, it's not like
I
saying
know,
you
I'm
learn how to
just-
rewire your home.
No,
It's really to be educated on a lot of, some of the things that I was talking about with the energy engagement person that the city will be hiring, you know, really understanding how to do public engagement and understanding what electrification means as far as, you know, changing your appliances over to, you know, getting away from natural gas and,
that's good.
yeah, so I believe that's open to anyone.
They have, I mean, they're the premier group in like educating consumers on electrification. If you go to their website, they have a IRA savings calculator and it can tell you all the benefits
Oh,
you're available
okay.
for. They have homeowner checklists, so
Is that here? Can we reach that through here right now, or do we have to go to something else?
you should probably be able to get, I can,
Yeah, could you
send her in.
send that out to us?
Yeah,
I'd
definitely.
appreciate it.
and those, I mean, some of those resources would be good for this web page too. So
Right.
Yeah,
they're top notch.
okay.
I might enroll. in the class.
Yeah, that's.
Any other questions for Melissa or any other updates? Or what, no, we're just on resilience coordinator updates.
Yeah,
We did that.
that was,
Is that
that was it,
That was it.
it for me.
Cool. Well, I think we got our next meeting, February 21st. That is a Wednesday, a couple days before Aldo Leopold Day. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Or we can,
Move to adjourn.
Stay here all night.
yeah. Got a motion from Ned. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, second by Mark Walter. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. All right, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, sorry I couldn't meet up with you last